I'd like to see a lot of the, I suppose, supports for health in place in the Cape. You know, we have a lot of service deliveries, but to see in more infrastructure, I think, throughout the Cape, and just so people don't have to travel and people can have that support there. They're you know, in their communities, on land, on country. And
well, I'd like to see people, one mob on one country.
In years to come now, what I'd like to see is a business going for tourism, cattle, timber.
The vision is like every family should have the rights to develop their land and be close to nature.
I'd like to see strong communities standing together and working as one, because we are one people and we should be inspiring to have a good model of work ethics and business for our younger generations to follow.
I'd like to see more schools, like so we don't have to send our children out of the community.
Well, I'd like to see the paradigm shift from 50% Aboriginal owned freehold, and at the moment it's 100% non-negotiable. You know, we can't use it.
My vision for the future is to see our young people grow in health and wealth, you know, and to expand their knowledge, not only just in our community, but expand their knowledge all over the world. That's the future I want to see in the next 20 years.
You know, and to grow food and be self-sustainable. That's what I like to see.
Well, there should be a lot of economic opportunities available now. It's about identifying them and getting our people through the education system.
Maybe a high school at least. I'd like to see more daycare centres for the young parents that are struggling now.
It can't stay stagnant, and we need new ideas. We need participation from our people to change things that don't work to things that do work.
There's a lot of things that could happen in the Cape, and I like to see the development and enterprises happen in the Cape for the Indigenous people.
Our rights are stifled by government interests, government legislations.
The whole Cape York, if we could all work together, support each other in business, and we'd go a long way.
I'd like to hear people saying that the Cape York is a very approachable community as a whole, and not single out communities within Cape, but hold us together as one people, as we are.
Tourism, we got all these opportunities out there, but no one's come to try and explore.
Well, what I really like to hear people are saying, you know, all over the place, not even how the Indigenous people are, what we're doing on the Cape. You know, how we're getting into things, we're starting to build businesses and all that. I like to hear that, and I like to see that. You know, see it before we hear it, sort of thing. And that's what I really like to hear.
I want them to be able to be proud of people that are from Cape York, and that it is a good place to visit, and you know, they have a lot of areas they can go and see and learn the culture. And
I still hear a lot of people say they want to get to the Cape. It's their big dream in life to see the Cape and experience the wildness of the Cape. So hopefully a lot of that sort of stuff don't change.
We want people to recognise the last frontier is actually our home. It's not the last frontier, it's our home. You know, so if people recognise that and say, yeah, how proud that we are looking after our country, how proud we are making use of our country, how proud that our resources are being utilised for the rights for our people, you know, and that would make me proud.
Well, I like to hear people to say about the Cape is that one day we're going to be working together and talking together, and no matter which clan you come from, which tribe you come from, we're going to stand as one as Cape York people.
Well, in future, I'd like people say about Cape is, whether you're from outside the Cape or within the Cape, is there is a lot of economic opportunities there that people can identify and work and create or set up a business and to come to the Cape, like the grain nomads travel around Australia. It'll be good for them to see the dreaming track. You know, there's an opportunity for the dreaming track that Balkan is doing.
Instead of knocking us in the head if we tried something, should be people that should be there. I like to hear them saying, praising us to give us the the strength and the energy to get up and do more. At the time now, I'm feeling that's what really pulling our people down. They're not getting help in their hand, like people are not talking about Indigenous people up there.
And there's other economic opportunity that people will around the country, around Australia will see, or even the tourists will see. That's ecotourism is a very important aspect of getting our step into the economic world.
So I see myself as a role model, but and we say this all along, ever since we created these organizations, that wherever we go, we got to take our young kids with us, because that's how we pass on that information.
I want to be a registered nurse, so to be a remote nurse and to be out, that's my field, that's my area. I do want to have a business and grow fruit and vegetables, and that's why I'm attending this workshop.
So I think now I should step back and sort of like say to the younger ones, we need to start now doing these things while I've got the strength, and I'd like to take the road where my two uncles was.
I see myself as a leader, an elder, to continue to what I'm doing now, and to actually be there for for any child. My passion is working with children.
Well, I hope to be an advisor or a mentor.
Just be not be like a high-powered person or something, but like a really good spokesperson, for my mobs.
And all I see in my future is what I want to be, to see young fellas, Indigenous people, coming in, bringing a fair few head of cattle, like 400 or 500 cattle in a day at my place, and I'm sitting on top rail and just watching them all go through the yard.
Well, what I'd like to do in the future is be there as a person that's going to be talking for the ones that aren't heard, and that's many thousands of people in Cape York have never been heard.
Mainly an elder, a person that can be available when they need me.
So I think for me, my priority is to work with the generation and our younger generation coming up, so we can close that gap and hopefully have better health statistics and stuff. So
the knowledge that I got now, I want to pass on to the younger generation that are coming up today.
And I now probably class myself as an elder. I don't think so.
If people have aspirations and dreams, they put it down on paper. The next step is their plans. The next step is how to achieve those. It's good to support the reason why they wake up in the morning.
I want to be able to be out there in the place, in the right channels, identify the right conduits, so our people can be heard. And the more they're heard, the more they're going to progress.